Scotty, Braun, and Erik Kratz with you on Brew Crew Territory. And they're coming off a much better weekend than the last episode that we did when they were swept by the Oakland A's, who actually turned out to be kind of good for a week. But this time they take it to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're starting to sink that ball club. But here's the problem, Kratzy. They are looking up at the Cincinnati Reds, America's team, the force that is in Major League Baseball right now. And I legitimately feel concerned for them. I knew that the Reds would be good. I don't think anybody thought they would be this good. And I'll give a lot of credit to the player development because prospects are coming up and they're performing right away. We've seen that a little bit with Milwaukee as well, but Cincinnati tanked for years, so their prospects are better.
They're better, yes. You have a highlight player like Elly De La Cruz, to mix in with your Fraley's, your Friedels, your Steer, picked up in trades.
Matt McLean looks good.
Absolutely.
Abbott looks really good in that rotation. There's a lot of dudes.
But this is Brew Crew territory.
No, I know. I want to.
And we got to make sure. But we got to make sure that you know what you're going up against. But the beauty of what the Brewers have is their starting rotation is getting healthier. And they added the ageless Julio Teheran, who has been pitching lights out. Freddy P's been pitching well. Burnesy had a little bit of a clunker, but it happens. You have like a stout base of your team with that starting rotation that when they get healthy, and because there's a lot of time left in the season, the Reds aren't going to win 10 games in a row all season. They got to this point just a tick above the Brewers, who have been roller coaster sweep, swept. And you're like, I can't handle it. I love it. I can't handle it. They're back. They're not back. There's so many emotions. But the reality is the starting pitching is the forefront. It's the fortress of this team. And they need to keep it up because the lineup's starting to kick a little bit. Willie's coming back. Urias is coming back. He's back, and he's hitting some big late game extra base hits for the boys. He's got, he's the lineup's starting to be less like patchwork pantry. Like, okay, this guy's called up for a little bit. That's so awesome. He hit his first home run, first RBI. Okay, maybe we got enough out of him. You just can't keep pulling at threads that aren't there anymore. And I think the team is starting to round back into what they need to be.
And I want to just step aside for one moment to show you, just because you brought up some of the offense, what Joey Wiemer's mullet pop brings to the table, because it's definitely being talked about. And then we'll get into the Corbin Burnes conversation. I want to double down on that one, but they're giving out free mullet haircuts in Milwaukee.
Everybody needs one.
This dude, I will say, I've heard him for some post-game interviews. He's a goofy interview. He's not putting many sentences together that are like, wow, this dude's entertaining. He's funny. He's one or two sentences. It's mostly just for show. I want him to talk a little longer just because I can get a better view. And maybe they even kind of like give you a mullet cam as they're doing the post-game interview.
Like one from the front, and then they give like a rotate around so you can see all of it. Mullets sometimes get bad reps. You don't have to not be able to finish all your interviews if you have a mullet. A mullet is really, really close, and it's really about how you style it to a faux hawk. And the faux hawk is all the rage. So the mullet is not like, don't knock the mullet, especially when you get the mullet and you get some knocks.
It's called business in the front, party in the back for a reason, Joey. Keep being you. And Brewers marketing team, keep doing your thing too, because that was A+. That was strong. Rowdy in previous episodes called them out for the one tired thing they did. I don't even remember what it is. You'll have to backtrack, and if one of your fans remember, just hit us up. But
putting stuff on the scoreboard that's like a lie. Yeah. Which for Rowdy saying that, like, he's just a habitual liar. Like, he loves putting stories out there. So really, he probably was trolling himself, and he's the one that types up there, like, when they're playing Wilson Contreras with the Cardinals, he's probably the one typing it up there, like, Wilson Contreras doesn't even use a Wilson mitt when he catches. Like, it's all Rowdy jokes on the scoreboard. So I'm pretty sure it's Rowdy.
Yeah, I agree. It is probably Rowdy, who's like staying up all night writing in his journal Here, put this on the scoreboard for this guy. So, and he's got some help now too. Jesse Winker's back. He homered in his first game back. That's a good sign for this ball club. They're definitely relying on him to give them above average production at the plate. And William Contreras, I think, is going to continue to get better. He's done such an amazing job behind the plate, improving so quickly with his work as a catcher. And then, of course, he's there for the bat, too. So big knock in that comeback win against the Diamondbacks. And then there is Corbin Burnes. Like you mentioned, he had a clunker the other day. Okay, that's the bigger picture is he was pissed off in the offseason about the arbitration case, and I think rightfully so to an extent. It's a tough spot, and I don't think it's worth the fight sometimes if you're a team because these are still human beings. It's just like if you work at a job and you go to your boss and you're like, hey, I've been crushing. I deserve a little raise. And they're like, actually, screw you. Okay. So for me, is this the next trade candidate for the Milwaukee Brewers? And is this about to be Josh Hader 2.0? Because if you do deal him, what kind of message do you send to a team that certainly has a chance to take this division with the way that the Cardinals have been so bad? And I know they're Cincinnati, but you cannot subtract from this team at all, in my mind.
Not now. Not after what happened last year with the Hader thing, where it was a good move, bad move. I can't sit here and condone it. So I couldn't sit here and condone it again. But the reality is, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Like, it's a possibility. When you say buyers and sellers, to me, buyers are people who are looking to improve their team. Sellers are people who are like, we have no shot this year. And I think the Brewers are somewhere in between those two. Last year, being in the playoffs, and you trade your closer, no matter what he was struggling, no matter what, he's an all-world closer, and you traded him, and you've now had a year, almost a year, to like marinate on that. And what was the reaction? Not just from fans, because you can't make decisions based on fans, or you're going to trade every single prospect and sign every single big-time free agent, and you'll have no money, and you may or may not win. But based on what the players have said, the players and how the team reacted and how the team started playing, like it's rare that players actually show their feelings and show what some trades or like somebody getting hurt meant to them, because you got more games, you have more games to play. But that trade, there was a lot going on, going throughout the clubhouse, talking in the media, all that stuff. So could they still trade Corbin? Yes. And I said that at the end of my comment so that people don't just shut this podcast off right away. But it's one of those things that they shouldn't, because they have Big Woo coming back. And Burnsy's going to continue to work and continue to get better. And you know what? They shouldn't have done it, because you said, oh, well, you go to your boss and you're like, I want a raise. That's if you're a regular employee. Corbin Burnes is not only the best player on that entire team, he's also one of the best players in the league. So he's the best employee going to a company that's like, it's not like me going to the Brewers and being like, oh, that's messed up what you did.
So
you
even
did that
more
to one of
so,
your best
don't
players.
piss him off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a guy he is the guy. You have allowed your team to be built essentially around him and Big Woo and supporting Cass and this year's soon-to-be all-star Christian Yelich. Get out there and vote, everybody.
Yeah, but Corbin went to arbitration and said, "Oh, you're not entertained," and the Brewers front office said, "Nope, we're not. We missed the playoffs because you had like 2 bad starts in August or something like that." I think they were just like throwing a Hail Mary up, and the idiot arbitration panel that doesn't even watch baseball. Sorry, I said it. They don't speak either publicly. They bought it. So anyway, let's get into this conversation more from a recent Foul Territory episode. We're going to throw to our resident Reds expert, too, Todd Frazier, involved in this conversation about Burnes with us.
How many times has the ERA leader been traded? Because there's so many teams that will be calling for what he's got. They're just going to wait. If the Brewers keep sliding, I think Burnes could be in there, because the Brewers don't have to be as out as other teams.
Whoa. You're saying they might deal him?
I'm saying the Brewers might deal somebody that like a Burnes type of guy, just like they did Hader last year.
But for impact right away for their team or for prospects?
I mean, it's a. I think they can get both. I think they can get impact right away for their team. I think they would make that move. The Brewers have to show that they're going to win. They've won very few games recently, and they have not. They have not. They're not afraid of saying, "Okay, well, we're not going to re-sign him." Like, I get it, Burnes is not a free agent, but if we're not going to put another, 15 million into him next year as a pitcher, they're not afraid to trade him. I mean, they showed that last year. I get it was under a different GM, and Matt's a different GM than Stearns was, but I don't think if the price is right, they don't feel like they're out of it. Getting rid of Burnes, they would definitely trade him.
How'd that go last year when they dealt Hader? Forget the results. How'd that go with the way the team reacted?
Well,
Terrible.
look at him. He's the one. No, I'm just kidding. No,
No, I know what you're saying, but
in my opinion, the way baseball's been going now, I know you're saying to get a big haul. I think since teams know that they don't want Stroman, I honestly think that teams will be like, here, take it or leave it. We'll take him, but this is all I'm going to give you
Today.
for Stroman.
Today.
Okay.
Come July 29th, teams will be like, okay, who do you want? One,
I don't
2,
know.
7, 4.
Really? I don't know. I don't.
Teams are going to want him so bad.
Teams need starters so bad.
I understand, but I don't think. Could you see what people do or what GMs and presidents they do back in the day? Like, it hasn't really bode well for some people. So you're going to see some teams that really want guys that are going to say, you know what, this is what we're going to offer. And no, in my opinion, this is what we're going to offer. Take it or leave it. And like, all right, well, they didn't want to trade him, so it's not my fault. So then the fans are like, why didn't you get this guy? Well, this is what we offered. This is what we tried. This is what we thought was a good deal. I don't see it being that big of a monster trade as you guys are talking about.
All right, so we covered Corbin Burnes, and we're going to have our conversation run with Freddy Peralta coming up in just a sec on Brew Crew Territory. Just wanted to, again, step aside for a brief moment to show you this chair delivered to the dugout for Pat Murphy's managerial day because Craig Counsell had to attend a kid's graduation, and he didn't use the chair.
He didn't use the chair. He's when he's the manager, Pat's going to be like, oh, I don't need to sit in this thing, blah, blah, blah. I'm funny. Now I'm not because I'm the manager today. Reality is he looked at the chair and he's like, I can't get up out of that thing once I'm in. And, we need some high fives today. So that's fair.
Yes. Good work by the Brewers personalities in the clubhouse. Stay hot. Mr. Smiles on that team, Freddy Peralta, joined us on Brew Crew Territory. Freddy P, how you doing? It's been a minute.
Hey, good to see you guys. I'm doing good. How about you?
Good to see you too. Take us through yesterday, first off. You guys pick up the win. You pick up the sweep. How was Pittsburgh, and do they feel like a little bit of a different team than what you faced a couple months ago?
We got the sweep, and it was awesome. But, you can feel them, man. They play in the ball. They play in the game in the right way. They've been doing a great job. They have very good hitters in the lineup. They didn't have Koch and Hayes yesterday for me, but they had like 7 lefties, and I was working through them, man. But the more important thing is that we got the sweep and the series because they are very close to the first place, and we are there like trying to get the more wins that we can, man, in this moment.
Who are you more afraid of? Who are you scared of? The Reds or the Pirates?
Who?
The Reds or the Pirates? Who are you more afraid of?
Not afraid, but the Reds been playing consistent for the last probably month, right? So we play very good against them, and we win the series too over there. But I think that I see the Pirates like playing probably better than them against us. I don't know what's gonna happen. There's a lot of more time coming, but they both playing good, but I think that the Pirates probably uh, gonna be closer than us. Behind us, they're gonna be closer than the rest. Let's see what's gonna happen. You never know in baseball. You know how it is.
Tu sabe, tu sabe. Hey,
Yeah.
how about your papa? How was it to see Wade come back his first outing, looking all old, a fail face, man, ugly beard, but he pitched really well. How much did that energize your team to see him out there?
Great, man. We all excited. We need him in the clubhouse. He's that kind of person. You guys know that. He's always like keeping everybody like loose, but also that there's a guy that he's there competing. You know what I'm saying? And it was fun, kind of fun for me, and a little scary when the day that he did his outing in rehab assignment, the day that he pitched, because after the game I saw that he threw 5 innings, and I was like, damn, I know him, and I was like, it's the first time that he's coming back to the mound. He threw 5 innings. This I was like kind of weird, and I went to the training room and I asked the head trainer like, hey, what happened with Miley? He threw 5. It means that he's good, but you know him that he's trying. He probably say something down there. He was doing good and feeling good, and he probably say like, "I'm gonna come out because I wanna be in the big leagues again." That's what I came to my mind. But he told me that they were swinging a lot, like innings of six pitches innings, and he was coming out because he was feeling good. And then when I saw him coming back, I asked him. He said, "Hey man, they were swinging. I got lucky that they were out, but they were swinging everything, no matter what." And you can tell, man, that when he got the ball here, like 3 days ago, he was doing amazing and feeling very comfortable. It's nice to have him back again.
Hey, to follow up Kratz's question for you about being scared, was Kutch and Hayes scared to face you yesterday because they didn't play? They didn't want full menu Freddy or what?
No, no, I don't think they have some. I don't know. They have some reason. Probably maybe they want me to face all the lefties. I don't know. I'm not sure. I was surprised too. I When I see the lineup in the morning, I was like, dang. I was like trying to look how I'm gonna pitch to these guys, and they both are not in the lineup today. But it's how it is. You never know.
Made you happy though, right? No Kutch, no Hayes. You're like, okay. Lots of
They
punch outs for me. Lots of combos.
Yeah, they very good hitters, man. They both very good hitters.
Eh, Speaking of left-handed hitters, what the hell's gotten into Yelly? All of a sudden he's back. He comes on the show. Now he's going deep. He's hitting. He's getting on base. He's stealing bases. He's like
He's
the
man,
old Christian Yelich.
yeah. He's what is impressive for me, like the how how smart he is, like for stealing bases. I don't know when he goes, he's gonna be safe. I don't know how he do that all the time that he's on base. Like probably I don't know. This is me, but probably 85% of the time that he's on base, he's gonna score, and it means that it's very important for us to have him like on base, and he's doing that. And man, I'm so happy. It's very important, like for the team, like when you see him like feeling more comfortable, and like you say, man, the old Christian Yelich is coming back.
Yeah, he's got the OPS above 800 now after the 2 for 3 yesterday, talking to Freddy Peralta of the Milwaukee Brewers. So, Freddie, you guys are in first place by a half a game. Pittsburgh falling back a little bit. Here comes Cincinnati. So, what have you seen from the Reds? They've now won 8 in a row. And I don't know if you've heard about this. If not, I'll inform you right now. They are calling themselves, jokingly but having fun with it, America's team. Now, some of their fans have said, hey, we're America's team. It's a great story right now. It's a team that's been rebuilding for a while. Are you okay with a division rival being called America's team, or are the Brewers really America's team?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't feel it like that. Oh, being honest, I don't. I don't see. I don't see it like that. I don't know but that's true. Is gonna happen or what? Or he was just like because I don't know anything about it.
They've been saying it, so they've been joking. So apparently, the first time I saw it was about a week ago, and fans were saying it in the stands. And they had a great win. And post game, they had two of their better players, Jonathan India, who's kind of their captain, and Matt McLean. And they were joking on the post game, going, "Hey, we're America's team." And they're like, "Where'd that come from?" They're like, "Fans are saying it in the stands."
Oh,
and they're
my
like,
God.
"This is America's captain, Jonathan India." So I remember years back, they used to call Paul Goldschmidt America's first baseman. So it's funny, it's fun. They're having a good time with it.
Yeah.
You guys actually play in American Family Field, though, so you've got the American already
Oh,
attached to it.
we got a little bit of that already. So yeah. and you said they having fun, man. And that kid that the Dominican kid that they just call up, Jesus, he brought more energy to them. So that's why I said earlier that we don't know, yeah, but we know that they both playing really good. Uh, the Reds and the Pirates, but they have something now that is very important for a team, and that they brought a lot of more energy to the team uh, with that kid. So he's doing good. He's all over the place now. He's stealing bases. He hit the ball hard and all that kind of stuff. But let's see. We're gonna
You know,
face him soon.
yeah, you got him again soon. Do you know him, or have you ever spoken to him, Elly De La Cruz?
No, I haven't. But I heard his name before. We all know that he's a kid that that he's gonna be a superstar if he keep doing what he's been doing and stay healthy.
Freddie, they have Elly De La Cruz. You guys have Churio. When's Churio coming up to do the same thing for the Brew Crew?
Hey,
Let's go
I
talk to Counts and say, we need Churio. They got Elly, we want Churio.
I heard good things about him, man. Like a week ago, and I think that he got called up. He moved to the next level, so he's getting closer and closer. Uh, I don't know what's gonna happen, but since spring training, we all heard about him, and if he moved to the next level like a week or 2 weeks ago, it becomes something. We never know. You know how it is, and we are a team that I've been here for 6 years already, and what I can tell about this is that about this thing is that they give you the opportunity to be you yourself, and if you're doing what you need to do, you're gonna be up here no matter how or when, but you're gonna be here, and they're gonna give you the opportunity. So let's see what's gonna happen with him.
¿Quién más importante para todo el equipo? Solo Yeli, otra persona. Who's the most important person besides Yeli than on the whole team?
On the whole team, you mean that we need him to, or like as a teammate and all that he brings to the team,
Everything.
everything. Uh Let me see. Mm, my God. Uh, let me check. Let me make sure. I want to make sure on this because we have we have Willie right now that he's a little struggling with the bat, but he is still, playing hard every day. He brings all the energy to the team. He's the same guy, no matter how he does in the game. It don't matter. He's the same guy every day. But I think that that's the bat that we need, to be back again, and then we're gonna be like crushing it because all the guys are putting everything together. You see Wiemer, now we have Willie, Miller is doing his everything too. Rowdy is there playing the defense and hitting homers and bringing all the RBIs. So we all doing everything together. And but I think that Willie is gonna come back soon. His bat is gonna come back soon, and then everything's gonna look more different because we're in first place. But before the Pirate series, we had like 5 game losing streak, and we were really uncomfortable about it because we like to compete and fight. You know what I'm saying? And we were looking a little different, and it was hard for us. But now we came back, and we're doing our best.
Hey, Freddie, you know who you shouldn't have said? Rowdy. Because we all know, listen, Rowdy, all he does is stir up the clubhouse. He doesn't bring anything to the team. He's not the most important. If you guys tomorrow, nobody would miss him on the team. It's okay. It's okay. He's telling lies about everybody in the clubhouse.
Hey, man, I know that the other day he told me, hey, I was talking with you guys, man. And what do you mean? And he told me, the foul territory, guys. And I was, dang, I didn't know you were doing that too. And he was happy about it. I don't know why, but he was happy. Hey, man, he said that he's Mexican. So he tried to, he's leaning a little bit to the Latin sides in the clubhouse. I like that.
He's a man of the people. Rowdy relates with everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So he sometimes I see him typing like in the iPad in the clubhouse, like in the music, and I'm like, what is gonna because we're listening at something good, something nice, and I was like, don't tell me that he's gonna change it to let's see what he's gonna do. And we were like, and then he put some Latin music, and then we're like, damn, how did you change? He's doing. I'm telling you, he's acting like a Latin person now. I think it was after the WBC. That's the reason.
Yep, WBC changed him. I agree. Yeah. He was like tequila after games, reggaeton music. Rowdy's a different human being now.
All the guys, they love the way that I work out in the clubhouse every day, because I don't wear like the team uniform. I don't feel like comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And I wear like my Nike stuff, like shorts and all that. And I use all that like tight. And he started using it. So Miley bought like for all the starting pitchers, he bought all that kind of stuff. Like he bought shorts, shirts, and all that. He bought everything for the starting pitchers only. And he's working. He's in the club now. He bought everything for him because he's not a starting pitcher. And he said, I need something like that for workout. Now he's wearing a short. I want you to see that. The short that he's wearing for workout. He's crazy, man. They look like bossers.
Rowdy might have his own workout line. We'll ask him. Good. We'll have our research staff on it. We're gonna ask him about it next time. That's why we need you. Yeah, we're gonna ask him.
He's gonna be.
I can see Rowdy doing jazzercise and a one, and a two, and a one.
Freddie, thank you so much. Good to see you. We got to jump. We'll talk to you again in a few weeks. Okay.
All right, you're welcome, man. Have a good day.
Freddy P, always great. Love the smiles. Loved when he talks shit about Rowdy Tellez. So let's hit the schedule for a moment, because this big road trip coming up for the Brew Crew is what I call pitching medicine. Any pitchers out there that feel like they've got a little confidence to work on? How about the Cleveland offense, the Mets offense, and the Pittsburgh Pirates offense lately? I mean, if you can't get a little swing and miss out of those bats, then you got problems, because those offenses kind of suck, especially Cleveland, and Pittsburgh's falling apart too. Mets offense is very streaky. So that's a good looking schedule coming up. Like if you're hitting a road trip, I know they're not terrible teams, right? I'm not saying that. It's not like you're taking on, the Tigers and the A's or something like that. But Cleveland, Mets, Pittsburgh, for a team that can pitch really well and play run prevention games, this is a good schedule coming up, in my mind, for the Brew.
For sure. And the difference is those teams, they chase. And the Brewers just have to keep throwing strikes. Sometimes when you get teams that chase and you're a team that throws strikes, you have a tough time getting out of the zone. That's kind of what happened with the A's. They're a team that chases, and the Brewers just need to keep throwing strikes. It was a tough series sweep by the A's, and nobody saw that coming. But you got to go into these 9 games and you got to be like, okay, boys, like this is what has made us successful. Ray's got to keep throwing strikes, throwing that sinker down in the zone. Tehran has to just continue his mastery. And it's not really like it's been dominant, and his games are quick. Mm-hmm. So these guys, they got to step up, and the offense is slowly ticking higher and higher, and you're getting guys back in the lineup with more at-bats. Winker getting more at-bats, and this is who's going to need to step up.
And they've got 9 games in the month of July against the Cincinnati Reds. Boys, the playoffs start in July because you only have a chance at the division. And the team that's causing the biggest threat at the moment, the Reds, they're coming at you. And they're feeling really confident.
And they get to smack in a series against the Phillies in there too, where it's like, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great month of July.
You got to handle this 10-gamer. This can't be a 3-7 10-game road trip right now for the Brew Crew. It's got to be at least 5-5 and really try and get yourself out of 6-4 or a 7-3. It is definitely possible at this point. So as always, thanks for hanging out with us for a little Brew Crew Territory. We do this every single week. If you're watching on YouTube, we are also available if you're traveling and you want to listen to us on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Thanks, Freddy P, for joining us. We'll have Wade Miley as part of next week's show, among other topics to discuss about your crew. As always, see you next time.